Today is Thursday, July 19th. We're getting ready to leave Prague and make our way through Altotting in Germany and end up in Salzburg in Austria. I was reflecting this morning. It really is a pleasure, it's a joy to be a priest. I say that in all honesty because, especially while on pilgrimage, I am just so blessed. I am so privileged. So many great things, so many great gifts that I receive from God. I have to admit, as I was looking at some of the footage, I realized that there are aspects of a pilgrimage that just can't be captured on camera. Much of what we do in prayer and much of what we do at Mass just can't be recorded. One of the things I try not to do is to take for granted all that God is doing in my life. And today especially, I am very grateful, I am very thankful to God for all the blessings He gives me, for all the great people that He has introduced me to. Pilgrimage is an opportunity. It is a blessed opportunity for those of us who are on this pilgrimage. I see so many blessings. I see so much good happening. Checkout day here in Prague. I constantly remind myself that while on pilgrimage, this is all about prayer and about spirituality. It's about movement, yes. Part of pilgrimage is to be walking and moving from one place to another. But in the end, it's about growing in faith. In a world that's become so aspiritual, sometimes we need to take a break from that world and enter into a whole new depth of spirituality. All right, breakfast is done. We're now heading out to the bus. All of our luggage looks like it's here. We're getting ready to hit the road. How are you?
Well, thank you. How are you?
Sad. We're going to miss you.
Oh,
yeah, we're going to miss you guys too. We really enjoyed
too.
our trip and get to know everybody.
It was wonderful. We really saw so many great things and got a chance to be true pilgrims, really reflected on the different sites. And now as you all go on, we send you our blessings too.
We'll keep you in our prayers throughout. Just know that it was great to see the holy things, but it's better to see holy people.
That's true. Thanks, Father.
Through His holy prophets, He promised of old. Okay, so we're on the bus here. We're heading to Germany now, to Altotting. Beautiful shrine where we're going to have our Holy Mass and an opportunity to walk around and pray a little bit. In the ancient world, one of the things people did on pilgrimage was walk. They would walk from one place to another. And that, of course, was before there was modern transportation. Pilgrimage is very different than a vacation in many ways. At the heart of it, of course, would be things like daily Mass and prayer. But there's also a level of sacrifice sometimes that we forget, of giving up and letting go. Certainly the image of giving up and letting go of control, of surrendering everything over to God, and allowing God to be the one to lead and direct. Got to admit, weather-wise, today we woke up this morning and it's the clearest the skies have been since we arrived. Sun is shining, it looks gorgeous outside. We're about to leave the Czech Republic. We're going to make a pit stop here so that we can get a little break, stretch our legs. Want to check for trucks before I get out. Not having much success with a KFC in the Czech Republic, we've stopped here at a McDonald's. So welcome to almost Germany.
Almost Germany.
No, that I always take you either to KFC or McDonald's.
This is a really nice looking McDonald's, really clean and kind of bright and cheery.
McDonald's in Czechoslovakia.
Okay, so here we are, we're at a McDonald's, and it's just a brief stop, and we're not going to be eating lunch here or anything, but might not be a bad idea to maybe get something to snack on. An important question now. Do you take euros here?
Yes, but we ask lots of money back.
I'm definitely in the mood for one of those chocolate chip cookies on the end there, and I think just a thing of water.
Still or with sparkle?
Sparkle. Okay, so I went for my cookie this morning. I will say this much, the McDonald's people were much nicer than the KFC people here in the Czech Republic. Man, this cookie's really good. Really good. One of the great things about these little truck stops here is they all have free Wi-Fi. So
Daily Gospel Reflection just came in.
So with the free Wi-Fi, even here we can get some of our great Catholic messages from someone like a Bishop Barron. So John and I were just fascinated here. I mean, we're saying how clean the place is. They've even got a guy here cleaning the walls. The walls.
It's amazing.
Amazing. All right, so another truck stop under our belts. This Mickey D's wasn't too bad. So I'm going to walk through the drive-thru. The first luminous mystery, the baptism in the Jordan. I'm actually getting kind of excited, for we've arrived here in Germany and we're about to get to the shrine where Our Lady of Altotting is. And so I have a whole new language I can butcher now.
Ask a German, yes, to say it nice, probably with a little different accent than just Altotting.
Absolutely, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get the pronunciation.
They would probably say Altotting or something like that, yeah.
Never mind.
With the two dots, which is like a combination of O and E, which gives us Altotting.
So here we are pulling into the shrine of Altotting. Here is a big shrine here in Germany. It's well known by Germans. This is the first time that I'm going to be visiting it, so I'm pretty excited.
He's Russian, I think.
Okay, so we've arrived. We're getting off the bus now and heading off to the shrine. So we're now here in Altotting. So among some of the things, as I was mentioning earlier today, that really it's a privilege to be part of when you're on a pilgrimage that just doesn't translate to the video, but like the conversation that we had last night. After dinner, just a bunch of us sat together and we decided to discuss some of the issues that we've seen in our parishes, some of the things going on in our lives. It's a wonderful thing to be able to grow in faith together and to share our faith together and to talk, and that's part of pilgrimage that just doesn't translate.
In a sense, of course, because the history of Altotting really, not as Altotting, but in general the history of the place of like a settlement.
All right, so we're starting our walking tour here, and
And the dates are there, yeah? Like it's 1910, 1912. Or since 1489, when one story tells us about two miracles, the other one about one miracle. But anyway, it was about bringing two children to life. So one of the boys, or I also read about a girl who drowned, and her mother prayed here to Our Lady, Black Madonna of Altotting, and the girl or a boy, he was just brought back to life. Like one of the walls was torn down so that people could actually see the image of Our Lady. And also this covered walkway was built around it. And if you only would like that, you can also walk around, because it's not just a walkway, but that is where you can see a lot of pictures.
all right, so now we're going to have our first German meal. Yeah, so we found this nice little cafe, I guess you could call it, a little place that sells some food here. The waitress doesn't speak a word of English, and we don't speak a word of German. But I think we got our order in, and I think we're going to get some good food. You got it? Okay, so we're here at this shrine of Altottinger, and I have to admit, it's a very deeply religious place, very beautiful. Quite a few different churches around the perimeter. So where are we?
Altotting. In English?
Okay. Now I think we have to talk to her again.
So here in Altottinger, they have this panoramic display of the Jerusalem at the time of Jesus' crucifixion. It's a story we're all familiar with, of course, but it was done in such beautiful depiction, and you're surrounded by the imagery as you hear the story once again. So what did you think of the panorama, Father?
Interesting. Yeah, something different. I enjoyed it.
So, in a different place for...
All right, we've made it to the place where we're going to have our Holy Mass, this chapel of St. Conrad. Father and I have made it here to the sacristy at the chapel for St. Conrad. We're getting ready to say Holy Mass now, and we'll keep you in our prayers throughout. All right, so once again, Father and I just finished saying Mass, And I have just this exhilaration right now. This place is St. Conrad. We actually got to venerate a relic of St. Conrad at the end of Mass. Nothing more stimulating than our faith, I'll tell you. All right, so our brief time here in Germany at the shrine of Altotting, here at this shrine in Germany, in Bavaria. Beautiful place, dedicated to miraculous happenings. We've stopped here briefly in Germany, and now we're moving on to Austria. In Austria, we're going to spend a couple of days in Salzburg and then go to Vienna. So any thoughts on where we just were?
Pretty impressive. I really enjoyed myself.
Great place to pray.
Oh, yeah.
It's very quiet. It was nice. It was so quiet. It was very peaceful, actually.
After being in the city for a couple of days.
That's exactly. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, they really brought you back down a little bit. Helped you take a moment to actually think.
You know, blessings can come in so many different forms. We do keep praying for you, though, and we do keep offering prayers on your behalf and ask that God bless you all the days of your life. Well, certainly many people do know the city of Salzburg from the movie Sound of Music. It has a much richer history than that. Now, yes, it is tempting to break into Do Re Mi, but I'm not going to do it at this time. So we've made it to our hotel here in Salzburg. It's called the Hotel Peter, P-I-T-T-E-R.